Imagine leaving your front door today and just walking. You don't stop for a month. You don't stop for a year. Now, imagine walking for 27 years straight. This isn't a movie script. This is the life of Karl Bushby. He didn't just want to see the world. He wanted to conquer it one footstep at a time. While others flew over oceans, Karl decided to walk across them. This is the story of the longest, most dangerous, and most impossible walk in human history.
Hello and welcome. If you're new here, welcome to Amazing 5.
It all started on a crisp morning in November 1998. Karl, a former British paratrooper, stood at the bottom of the world in Punta Arenas, Chile. He had no camera crew, no massive sponsorship deals, and only $500 in his pocket. He called it the Goliath Expedition, a mission to walk an unbroken path around the globe. To make this history-making journey count, Karl set two unbreakable rules for himself. Rule number 1, no transport, no cars, no trains, no planes, not even for a single meter. Rule number 2, if he was forced to stop or leave a country for a visa run, he had to return to the exact inch where his foot last touched the ground to resume. These rules sounded simple on paper, but they would nearly cost him his life. As he moved north through South America, the beauty of the landscape quickly turned into a nightmare. He wasn't just walking on roads, he was battling the elements. He pushed through the bone-dry Atacama Desert, surviving on limited water, and climbed the oxygen-starved heights of the Andes Mountains. But the true test of his sanity came at the Darien Gap, a lawless stretch of dense jungle between Colombia and Panama. It is a place where roads end and danger begins. Swamps, venomous snakes, and armed guerrilla fighters control the land. Karl didn't just walk through it, he survived it. But as soon as he emerged in Panama, exhausted and covered in mud, he was arrested. He spent 18 days in jail, staring at a concrete wall, wondering if his journey was over before it really began. But Karl was stubborn. Once released, he went right back to the spot of his arrest and kept walking. By 2006, after years of walking, Karl reached the edge of the world, the Bering Strait. This is the frozen, deadly gap between Alaska and Russia. To cross it, he couldn't take a boat. He had to walk on water. This wasn't a solid sheet of ice. It was a chaotic, shifting puzzle of frozen chunks floating on a black ocean. Karl dragged his supply sled over the ice, and when the ice ran out, he had to jump into the freezing water, swimming in a survival suit while dragging his gear behind him. He battled hypothermia and polar bears, spending nights camped on drifting ice floes, praying they wouldn't break apart in his sleep. When he finally stepped onto Russian soil, he had done the impossible. He had bridged the gap between two continents on foot. But instead of a hero's welcome, he was greeted by Russian soldiers. He was arrested again, this time for entering the country at an unauthorized location. He was deported, his dream shattered by a stamp on a passport. Most men would have quit. But Karl Bushby is not most men. Banned from Russia for 5 years, he refused to sit still. To protest the ban and prove his dedication, he walked nearly 5,000 kilometers from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C., a journey that would be a lifetime achievement for anyone else. But for Karl, it was just a way to kill time. Eventually, the ban was lifted. Karl returned to the frozen banks of Russia, found his GPS marker, and started walking again. But the political world was shifting. As he reached the borders of Iran, tensions rose, and his visa was denied. The land route was closed. Did he fly over? No. Karl looked at the Caspian Sea and devised a plan that sounded like madness. He bought a kayak, not to ride in, but to use as a floating suitcase. He jumped into the water and swam 288 kilometers across the sea, dragging his supplies behind him for 31 days. He endured storms and exhaustion, proving that if the land wouldn't let him pass, the water would have to. Today, Karl is in Europe. He has walked through burning deserts, frozen wastelands, and war zones. He has been gone for so long that the world has changed around him. When he left England, the internet was in its infancy and smartphones didn't exist. He has walked through the terms of 5 different British prime ministers. Now, only one major obstacle remains: the English Channel. He plans to walk through the service tunnel of the Eurotunnel, a feat that requires special government permission. After walking 58,000 kilometers, a distance equal to circling the Earth 1.5 times, Karl Bushby is finally walking home. His journey teaches us a powerful lesson. It doesn't matter how slow you go, or how many walls stand in your way, as long as you keep putting one foot in front of the other, nothing is impossible. Karl didn't just walk around the world, he showed us the limitless power of the human spirit.